I like to take all the statistics that people are talking about and get a picture of what they're saying. And I think it's helpful if we can take all that information and put it on a map so we can look at where people are and who they are and where they live in context to where we are. The large map here, I want to share a little bit about the statistics he just said. There are close to 7,000 languages in the world, spoken by more than 11,000 people groups. Wycliffe Bible translators estimate there's approximately 2,250 of those languages that are in need of scripture translation. That would represent, like Ron said, 350 million people without scripture. I don't know if you knew this, but there's only 450 languages in the world that have a full Bible translation in their language. There's also 1,300 languages out there that are in high need of translation, have many, many speakers, and nothing translated into their language. If you look around the world and see all the green areas, you see quite a bit of coverage. Those green areas are where the Bible has been translated. There's some orange areas on there where only the New Testament's been translated. Some yellow areas where there's been just portions of Scripture, and then the red areas where there is no Scripture. What we have on there also is just a lot of information that helps us to see that these languages cover lots of areas. All the green areas are the major languages of the world, spoken by billions of people. But they cover quite a large swath, but there's also lots of languages where no one has the Scripture there. Those large languages are English and Mandarin, many languages you've heard of, Spanish, there's Russian, Hindi, and many other languages. Well, the Seed Company, a division of Wycliffe, did a study to see what are those 1,300 high-need languages, and did the top 25 countries that need language translation. If you look at that, you can see the great need for translation in India, in China, even Indonesia with 254 languages needing translation, Nigeria with 245 languages needing translation. In terms of population, the largest number of speakers without the Bible are situated in India and Thailand, and China, and Bangladesh. What we've done then is taken this information of where languages are spoken and taken it down to the people group level. The map here breaks out all the people groups into points that each point represents up to 50,000 people. The International Missions Board has done a lot of research to show where these people groups are located and where these high-need areas are. As we look into the religions, I've colored these points by the religion of the people group. And these people groups all need Scripture. You see almost all the religions represented: Hindu, Muslim, ethnic religions, Buddhism. They make up the majority of the speakers. And you can see the high density of these religions in Southeast Asia, just in sub-Saharan Africa there too. You can see the high density of these religions in Southeast Asia, but they're closely interspersed with other religions, Hindu and Muslim. And you see the marked delineation of where the Muslim people groups are coming down into sub-Saharan Africa. We've taken, again, all this research, and let's go down to one of these countries, Iran. As we move down to focus on this country, you see the high need for translation, and that approximately half the languages that are there haven't even been mapped yet that were on our list. So we have a lot of information that say these red areas are places without translation of the Bible, but still half of those languages haven't even been mapped yet. Those smaller languages are often in just a handful of towns and villages. But their cultures are distinct. And even though they may speak the majority or trade language, their heart language, when translated, will make the broadest impact in their group. The reason many of these languages are currently not translated is due to the fact of their isolation or government restrictions. It is not that these groups are hard to work with, as we've heard earlier. These people are very receptive when we come to them in their heart language with the stories of Scripture, but they are just closed by government and isolation in the geography that's around them. So what resources do we have? You know, the Jesus Film is available in many, many languages around the world, over 1,000. Yet many of these languages that we're talking about have no access to any type of scripture. We want to make that available. Only a few languages in Iran even have the New Testament. We've taken, again, all this information and put it into people groups and where people groups live. And again, each of these points represents close to 50,000 people. Now you can see the high density of those language areas now become points of where people are and where they live and the needs that they have. The translations that have already been done show up in, but when we have these points here, we see that, again, the densities in the north and the west and the south. One of the fun things that I've gotten to do is take a lot of this information and make it available for free on the internet. And what we have here are Google Maps that we have all 11,000 people groups in the world available in a Google Earth file. You can download that from joshuaproject.net or worldmap.org. What you can do is take this information and put this on your laptop computer and be able to see all the people groups of the world and their need and what access they have to the gospel. You have links on the website. When you click on a people group, the picture comes up of that people group. Links to all the websites that have information about the people group. You get to go to peoplegroups.org or joshuaproject.net. You click on the country and get more information from worldmap.org. Or you click on the language and it takes you straight to the ethnologue.com for information on the language spoken by this people group. So much of this information is available. And if you'd like to have more information about this afterwards, I'll have something you can download to your computer, or go to the high-tech area outside of Auditorium 1, where we're demonstrating all of these resources to find out about languages and people groups and their needs. Well, when we zoom back out to the world again, we now understand that there are so many places and so many peoples that do not have the gospel. That research continues to occur, but at the same time, we have enough information to begin the translation of these high-need languages. Most of these languages are found in areas where the cultures are primarily oral. As you look at this map again, you see that there are translation needs in every part of the world, and most likely near where you live. This is why it is so important that you consider your part in bringing the gospel in a culturally relevant way to those groups and languages that you may have easy access to, or to help facilitate oral Bible translations in those languages. The following discussion should help you understand this much better.